Can you hear me? Can you see me? You see little rain, but independent of the rain, sunshine, we doing the live streams with Tom Guide Kraków. Please follow me. Look at this, how social idea is in the Lublin. That is the camera, the showing in the world different places. Last time was the New York, then Dublin or Vilnius, Lithuania. Very social. The people waving from the both sides, and now waiting if someone's coming in the camera. But maybe in my camera someone coming. But we walking for about the maximal 1 hour walk with the Jewish and we say ethnic heritage of Lublin. As I said, that is like a 8th position in Poland because 330,000 citizens of Lublin and over 60,000 students, 5 universities. And the name Lublin is from Lublin, that is such for the name of the creator of the town. But now look at this round, what's going on. That is the camera showing different places in the world and the people one moment they're coming from any place like New York last time. A little rainy, and that is the square of Lithuanian square, but exactly I tell you what was on the place like a fountains over there. And there's the Krakowskie Przedmieście. As I said again, the most beautiful part of the city, like in Warsaw, the same Krakowskie Przedmieście, Krakow for a city. And then in the height is the monument of Mr. Józef Czechowicz, the Polish poet. Exactly here was killed by the German bomb at the beginning of Second World War in September 1939. Still waiting for someone coming here, but then in the meantime we don't lose the time. We please share information about the life. Thank you for tipping, sharing and giving pep for that tour. And look at this, the square and the red tree. That is such red tree with Marshal Piłsudski. That was the absolutely national hero in the interwar time. But something happened here. Exactly that I'm walking was the big Sobor Cerkwia for Orthodox Church on the place. And in 1925, simple in the time of Józef Piłsudski, just demolished. And the fountain is on the basement of the former Orthodox Church. Today I've got we say Russian Jewish visitors and the guided tour, and similar like in Warsaw, we say like a Russian heritage was completely demolished. I give you the opinion about the such facts. In Warsaw the same, 1926 in Plac Saski Square, the also. In the background is the Grand Hotel in Lublin. I don't stay in Grand Hotel, don't worry. And here started Krakowskie Przedmieście. I would say that name was older than in Warsaw. Warsaw is the younger city than Lublin. Lublin is 700 years old. And here was the Crown Tribunal. And now the square, they've got the name of the union 1569 between Poland and Lithuania. In one moment we see the obelisk showing, oh, the people appearing. Look at this, I'm running quick. One, chuck. Look at this waving. Which city is there? Dublin, because you see the flag of Dublin and the people from Dublin, we could wave them and they're waving to us. The Tom Guide Kraków YouTube channel you could also follow, and we waving, but they don't see my name on the YouTube channel. Okay, 20 people in the house, thank you. Thank you, Jessica. We making the pep. You see the Dublin double-decker and Lublin, greetings to Dublin. That I suppose is also sister city of Lublin. Okay, and please share information live about the Hego people. We going for the sightseeing Lublin by night. As you see, darkness is earlier than in West Europe. I think in Jessica also there's beautiful sunshine, and here darkness coming close. It's close Ukrainian frontier. In 100 kilometers east, the sun, there is the 1 hour plus. There we see. And obelisk, showing the union that was there between Poland and Lithuania, Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. In one moment, you see beautiful illuminated churches, blah, blah, blah. That is, as you know, I'm concentrating about the ethnic matters. And look at this. Here is the Lublin. The name is very easy to pronounce, I think. because Lubię it means I like it. That's why it's like a very friendly town. Drivers yielding the way for pedestrians, and even trolleybus. There's the special kind of the not tramway, but it's the trolleybus. Lublin. Welcome from Lublin, and again with the background inscription Lublin. Lublin for everyone in the rainy day, but we, independent of the weather, we walking for the stream. 30 people in the house, perfect. I said, I'm very sorry that I'm keeping in the vertical position camera, but I see the higher viewership is if I'm keeping vertical. The most important on the live stream is the giving the higher audience on the live stream. More people at the beginning, more power and more viewership. And you know, viewership is everything. Good or bad news, always good for media. That is my experience. And okay, but look at this. Galeria Centrum and Krakowskie Przedmieście, Krakow Forest City. We are in the western part because that is the road to Krakow, that direction. And we walking direction Krakow Gate and direction LWÓW. Today Lviv, West Ukraine. Hello Jessica Big, thanks for €55. Oh my God, thank you. That was a start for the good beer. Okay, wheat beer, all the such. Okay, and we getting passing Emil Wedel chocolate factory shop from Warsaw. You see since 1851, and the best thing of Wedel is ptasie mleczne, like a marshmallow. Marshmallow is the best thing of Mr. Wedel. Emil Wedel, you see chocolaterie, chocolate paradise for chocoholics. Okay, but let's go to Krakow Gate and Old Town. You know, I know people from the adjacent cities like Rzeszów. They haven't been to Lublin. My God, such beautiful city, and they weren't in the from Rzeszów. They're so close in Lublin. That is the surprise. That's why, because beautiful restored pedestrian zone. As I said, a lot of students, 60,000, and Rzeszów is metropolitan city. I've heard the foreign languages, the big Jewish groups, because here is yeshiva, the first and only one such high school since 1930. Yeshiva Hachmei since 1930. Imagine, there's a 95 years old yeshiva high school, Jewish high school is in, I think 50 Jews is in Lublin. And here is the funny thing, Dirty Joe. It is the Cartoon Network, those any films. That is the like a homeless oldie with the trapper hat, and you got the big bag of popcorn for the barbecue, American style. Hello, my American friends. America barbecue flair inside, and that is the good evening, America. Okay, all greetings for friends they're watching now in the US, because US flair, as you see, is in Lublin. Opposite Rossmann is everywhere, sweet factory store. But we going Berlin kebab. You see the also such taste. But today I tasted this taste of Lublin cebulasz. It's the like a make on the onion pancake. That is cebulasz. Cebula is onion. Of course, vodka, so then Burger King, big Burger King, but also you got the pączki, donuts, you see the man in action, putting injected pączki with rose, but it's very friendly, I think. Hello, there's like 10 zloty for one pączek. There's a nuts, cranberries, rose, 8 zloty. Raffaello, that's a such very, very nice. This is the pączki tempting matter. Thank you for the tips. Okay, and let's go to the, of course, the most beautiful city part. Obviously, the rain is going stronger, but much more I appreciate that. However, rain or sunshine, you always with me. That's why thank you that you joining that live stream on the proper time after your hard work, the weekend starting. That's why I think you've got more time. That's why luckily. Drunken Cherry is the chain that also in Krakow and Warsaw. They're giving very nice liquor, 19%. Drunken Cherry chain, and delicious liquor, Wiśniówka, in the nice glass. Okay, but the PPP is everywhere. We see a lot of banks also here. Browar Brewery Lublin. Okay, but it's the, and you see the weekend started. Is there much more crowded. Is the pedestrian zone, no traffic, and like a 1 kilometer pedestrian zone. But in one moment we're getting the proper old town, and I show you the real treasure. Lublin, the center wasn't strong bombed. I show you which part was the strong bombed. That is the stone that you shouldn't touch. Imagine is the one stone that if you touch it, you got the bad luck. That's why there's the misfortune stone that you shouldn't touch the stone. I tell you why, the nice legends coming up. I tell you legends soon. Okay. Oh, I forgot the one thing, but okay. Kebab, Turkish kebab. You've got the beautiful cafe houses. That is, you see, the zone is the nice. And look at this. In the Krakow is Trinitarska Tower. There's the Holy Trinity Tower. Trinitarze, that was the group Trinity monks that arrived to create. And the Krakow Gate, of course. Krakow Gate is the most historical and beginning of the proper old town. But here is the new town hall. You see the Ukrainian flag over there, and European Union. The new town hall, because the old town hall was the crown tribunal there, justice. That's why look at this. That now slowly I show you the 300 degrees view. What's going on here? There's a such. We got 66 people in the house. Thank you. You are great. There's a such that the proper time for the live stream. 66 people, illuminated magic walk with Tomek, the Tom Guide Krakow. I tell you also the special magic stories about the magician festival that here and Beshevich singer. That's what happened here. And look at this. Here is the very special thing that I've never seen in any Polish city. City ratownik miasto, the city as the savior. This title was given to Lublin for the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. Interesting. That is only one such title giving for the city. That is such very interesting. And that is that. And let's go to the old town. That is such, I think, the letting us go. Okay. Okay, we're crossing properly. Police was bubble tea. And look at this, that is such the magic old town is coming up. People hiding under roof because don't have umbrella. We've got the umbrella and following the people inside of the old town. Magic Lublin, magician of Lublin. Now listen the sound of the city. But look at this, what's going on here on the left? Look at this, what is this? The goat. The city, they got in the coat of arms is the goat. It's like a goat city. Why? The Lublin citizens should hide on the Tatars in any gorge, and they should eat a goat and survived, or just simple the goat gave the milk. That's why here is the first koziołek Kazik. Here is the Kazek, Kazimierz. That is the first goat. That's why there are like over 20 goats in the whole Lublin. That is the in coat of arms of Lublin. Here's also stew iwu, like a table and beef. Something for beef eaters, but I don't see beef. But interesting, such slim people eating beef. That is interesting fact. Okay, and have a look. Then we getting narrow street. There's the Krakow Gate, as you see the situations going on. And then we're going to the stone you shouldn't touch. We're getting always spooky places. Now is the dark tourism, as you see. You know, I did the guided tours in, in Krakow, creepy tours, or we say ghost tours. And now we should go also for the creepy matters. But then I've lost, but you see interesting old pictures showing the castle in Lublin in background. Is that too dark and we don't go to castle, but you see in the castle was used as the prison long time. The castle with the famous Holy Trinity chapel, and here is the Krakow Gate in the old pictures. Okay, but let's go to the place, to the stone you shouldn't touch. It's not that stone, that is the only odbojnik. Oh, the bikers even brave going without any protection. No, where is it? And we're going Jesuit Street. the magic city of Lublin. You know, we are feeling like in Warsaw. Lublin is very, well, Warsaw was building like a Lublin because it's very similar, a small old town and krakowskie przedmieście, Krakow for a city. But look, in the moment for the tower of the Holy Trinity, Trinitarze, that was the monks, they finished activity in Lublin, but the name like a belfry and panoramic tower left, also symbol of Lublin, very special. Okay, let's go. Welcome, big thanks for the donation, thank you. That is your subscription is getting following going on, thank you. And we've got the 85 people in the house, incredible. I love you, all of them. That's great. Thank you. That is such. You are great. That giving me the motivation to the live stream. If I see again only few people, you know, there's the heart to talk to the few people. I got the small groups, but live. On the live stream, there should be power. The quantity is the quality. I giving with quantity and quality. But now you should expect the legend. But is there like a fact legend, very true legend, about that stone. That stone, look at this. That is the stone, kamień nieszczęścia, nie dotykać. Misfortune stone, don't touch. And look at this, is the sign of the executioner. Legend coming up. But by the way, let me show the Melvin. Thank you, Shinto. I continuing legend, but the hiding under roof. But is the another gate with view on the main cathedral of Lublin. Look at this, such beautiful church. The former church was burnt, and I show you the only ruins there's a such left. The foundation of that, but it's the main cathedral. Okay, but I think you're expecting legend. Let's go. Melvin, big thanks for the donation. 50 Filipino, great Philippine friends. Thank you, Filipino. You are great, amazing. Visit Poland. You got a very special promotional tour for me. But let's talk me that. Let's permit me that to tell the legend about the stone. I staying in the hide. Behind is me the stone, and I telling you with the magic Lublin behind. Maybe the such thing is better. Behind me is the stone. That was the stone of executioner. On this stone was like a basement to the tree trunk, like an oak, I think oak wood trunk, and the heads were chopped. Yes, the master of execution, they had to make properly such a sentence. But once upon a time, he made the wrong execution. The person that was unguilty was chopped. There is even shape of the axe that taught the stone, and around that stone there came misfortune. Any baker, greedy baker, used the stone for their own bakery, and suddenly all people died. They ate the bread from him. During the Second World War was the bombing of Lublin, and that part of Lublin was that old town was strongly bombed by the Luftwaffe. Why? That is you see, legend, but there's something true. And, you know, I think bikers, especially crazy bikers or e-scooter drivers, they could touch by chance that stone, and for the misfortune. I didn't touch the stone, but look at this. If you touch by chance that stone, as I repeat it again, oh my God, I shouldn't touch with my feet. Look at this, I'm so close. Kamień nieszczęścia nie dotykać. Misfortune stone, don't touch. Then you could make such dispel that unspell such magic spell. Then you got here goat that you could touch that stone. You see, and then you've got the good like this. The Felicia, the goat Felicia, and if you touch that stone, you could touch even many times because it's the good Felicia, and you got the luck. That's why I think everything is fine with me and with you. You got a virtual, you cannot touch, you have to visit Lublin. Look at this, such sign is only very unique. They're showing priority for executioner, they're walking here. But where executioner continuing perform their own execution, of course not here, mainly in the castle, in the Lublin castle, but now Lublin castle is closed. We see from the perspective the castle in Lublin. Okay, let's go to the Rynek. Everything is closed. Don't worry, the live is not extremely long. Thank you for joining people that first time. Thank you for subscriptions, following Tom Guide Krakow. Look at this, like in Krakow is alive. The people got a good Polish laughing. And then look at this here in the middle is the Trybunał Konstytucyjny. That was the old town hall, but that transformed into, what does it mean, tribunal, crown tribunal? The very important sentences for noble people were here, and Lublin was between Lithuania and Poland, exactly in the middle way between Vilna and Krakow. And the high justice was performed here. And now is the register office. If you want to go in marriage, you could get here a register. And here is entrance to underground Lublin, very special underground route is from the former merchant sellers, because here around were a lot of Jewish merchants. In one moment I show you the house. That is the man with Jewish roots is the owner. Here was the famous Israeli film was made on the first floor, Real Pain. And today I got the honor to eat mandragora salad, drinking kosher cinnamon tea, mandragora kosher restaurant, very nice. Also gefilte fish, goose, herring, chulent. Look at this here, mandragora, the best Jewish restaurant in the town. My visitors invited me, and as I said, here is the such the little. Sholem Aleichem, of course, accent. Youth Israeli groups arrived to Lublin because it's very important place. Okay, but I could not give this original music, and again live stream could be stopped by YouTube. I forgot again this original music. Okay, you see hala, bajgle, and cebula żydowski is like a, as we say, onion pancake serving here. And Real Pain film was made here in that house, but the rain is raining with cats and dogs slowly. Thank you that you're staying with me. Let's go, because we're walking to the church that disappeared. There's not existing churches on the way for us. But then look at this Perliczka, the beautiful also cafe restaurant. Now is the proper rain, but don't worry. You know, Lublin was the place of performing of the, according the poem of the Beszewicz singer, the magician from Lublin. And Josze Mazur was the performer, and now is the sculpture of him flying over the street. You know, there were any Levici, the Jews that could even, they conquer even anti-gravitation. That's why anti-gravity. That's why is any idea of the showing the artist, the showing flying magician of Lublin, like Janusz, there was a such Josze Mazur is flying over the street Grodzka. Look at these antique shops. Look at this, how quiet and nice. Of course, inside nice, warm. I'm getting slowly wet, but don't worry. I like my live streams independent of the weather, rain, snow, or sunshine. Temperature about +7 degrees Celsius. If somebody asked, wind chill factor, slowly my left hand is a little frozen, but don't worry. Cold Poland, Poland, you know, we are in the Poland. Look at this, such magic. Eat and eat. Saigonki, pierożki, dumplings, spring bells, Japan soup, Korean soup, Thai soup, Singapore soup. That you got the full choice of the also Asian food. My Asian friends got the paradise here too. Pap Rosmarin, but look at this. There is the flying magician from Lublin. That is the nice. There's special. There's on the line, but he's also conquering any anti-gravity matters. Special substance. Apteka Museum, C-Farm. My mom worked for the pharmacy C-Farm concern, and there's the main street. Obviously, rain. The people strolling, as you see. Oh, you could eat the Królewski Grzaniec, the mulled wine, 20 zloty. You see also underground cellars. There's the walking underground. And Holy Michel, Święty Michał. And in one moment we see the remains of the former parish church, Michel. It's the very ghosty place. Look at this. Lublin, yes. That is the magic Lublin. I didn't know, suppose it's so international. The big Israeli groups today with my hotel B&B. I'm staying in the hotel B&B, very good, we say Lewandowski's hotels, I suppose. There's a such chain of B&B. Then, if I got the power, because I got a very long way, I driving my guest also over Krakow to Łódź. Maybe we getting the live stream in Łódź. That would be my second visit live stream in the Łódź. In the beginning, my YouTube channel, I did Łódź on once in Piotrkowska city. But look at this. Here is the most magic place in my country, and they're coming the next legend. That's why please don't switch the channel, and look at this, at the ghosty remains of the Saint Michel Archangel then, and legend coming there, because I suppose on that place the Polish Dutch Leszek the Black had a dream. You know, every one of us that got any dreams, and he dreamt about the conquering Tatars. There was the fighting against Tatars. You see, model of the church is below us. There's such model of church, yes, Farah. And church was the big fire in Lublin, and in 19th century burned completely. And there was the simple demolished. There was no money for the reconstruction. And then you see the ghosty place. Sometimes painters, they got any plein air. Here we say plein air, like a air show. They're showing the something. And look at this in the background, the spooky castle, because for me it's always the connecting with history. That was the very strong prison, and we see Donjon Tower, and on the right the Chapel of Holy Trinity with beautiful Byzantic style, Byzantic Russian style decoration paintings inside. Today I visited with my visitors. There's the World Heritage Site or European Heritage Site, and the castle is now closed. But have a look here. Leszek Czarny was very appreciate that his dream. And according tradition, he should here relax here. But someone is looking at me at the window. Look at this. That is the such nice, also depicting the former citizens that staying here in Lublin. Now about the Jewish heritage. Imagine before war, like 33% of Lublin citizens, they were Jewish. There's like over 42,000. Only 10% survived Holocaust. 30,000 of them, they were sent to the death camp. Here in Lublin, in district, only 6.5 kilometers from here, direction southeast, was the Majdanek, the one of the first crematoria, efficient crematoria with gas chamber, with original traces of Cyclone B, and then Sobibór death camp and Bełżec. You could watch the film Escape from Sobibór, very good American films around the escaping Russian prisoners together with Jews escaping, mainly successful from Sobibór was the feasible to escape. But the Majdanek is now the state museum, not crowded like Auschwitz, no commercial, I would say, no stress. That's why it's very worth to visit quietly Majdanek museum, very highly recommended. One of the 6 death camps in Poland, territory of Poland. Okay, and then let's go there, continuing Grodzka. I show where was the Jewish district in Lublin. We got the time limit, of course. Is the invisible is the half past. Okay, that we managed it, and thank you. That is so you are the frequency so high. At the beginning was even over 86 people in the house. We say 86 people in the house. Sorry that I came in vertical, but it's the only such chance to keep. Thank you for a beautiful cat for 10 zloty. Great. Is another nice portion of golden drink. Okay, and then we getting to the you see window tax. The small poorer family get the 2 windows, richer more windows, window tax. But you see, I always like to show live stream. It's meaning the showing how the people are that is such quiet, or just the youth generation is the future of that city. But you see very student atmosphere, very friendly. Uszewca on the former shoemaker. But here close the Jewish gate. We're getting to Jewish gate. Is the flare that giving you the atmosphere like in Prague. For me, it's like in Prague. Some visitors say the most beautiful pieces of Lublin, there's the Krakow gate and here Jewish gate. That's why we're getting to Jewish gate. So Grodzka gate, like a castle gate. Please tell me if it's got the good quality of the old town cafe. Cleaning service coming up. Cleaners. Eco. Oh, it's getting slippery. I don't think snow is coming. Hotel Atelier, very luxurious hotel, 5-star hotel I see, wellness spa even. Close the Jewish gate. Okay, and look at this. Here's something with cats. If you like cats, look at this. Here Andrzej Kot, Andrzej Cat, psot z Lublina. To takie zwierzę, mieszka w Grodzkiej, a mnoży się na papierze. Very interesting. That is the Andrew Cat. That is he lived in Grodzka, and he was the very productive as the prolific author of the books. Viridash Gallery. The next step is the Theater Inn. The Theater Inn. We have a look inside. The people preparing for any show. And cinnamon shop in the Jewish gate. Okay, let me relax. Because the heart is keeping in one hand. That is the umbrella. But look at this. That's now without umbrella. You got without umbrella, we got the chance to talk. We are in the Jewish gate, and in front of me is the castle in Lublin. That was the long time used. Lublin was created is 700 years old, but Ladislaus elbow, and then Casimir the Great extended thing. But interesting, Jewish houses were just at the feet of castle, and surrounded the castle, and even Jews were forced. The duty of them was to build the wall and defending tower. One defending tower was called even Jewish tower. That's why it's so important. Look at these cinnamon shops, but in Drohobycz is Egon Schiele. Here is the only cinnamon flair. And cinnamon, and let's go. Forschmack is also famous food from Lublin. Forschmack is like a starter made of the little, you have to taste the forschmack. And cebulash, there's an onion pancake. And how to do with you the tour, that is such that I'm making, okay, we're walking along the shops, look at this. Here is the Plac Zamkowy, the Castle Square, and before war was the very busy street in the middle, Szeroka. And here was the Jewish quarter in Lublin. That place was the former Jewish, very busy, completely different. After war, there were some even ruined Jewish houses remained, but of course Stalin didn't wish to leave any Jewish traces. There was the completely destroyed, make the big square like a Ploszczad, and that direction is Lubartowska Street and Yeshiva. Hachmei, 1 kilometer away, they were like a place for the former progressive Jews, Hasidic Jews, they staying little at the distance from the city center. And here is the castle, but now completely closed. We walking down, and I show you the place, the house, they should leave the seer from Lublin. Very important, Jacob Horowitz, the big seer from Lublin. That is the most important also to show. Look at this. The rain stopped raining. That's why we're lucky. And without rain, we try to see the house of seer from Lublin. Magic spell is happened. What next from the legends? It's also legends of devils. They are like a devil's protected library, and they gave the such good luck for the tribunal, crown tribunal. They make the good justice, not wrong sentences, like in the case that I told about the magic stone. Stokrotka is the supermarket, but look at this, there's the such castle. Let me change the hand because it's not easy keeping in one hand. The castle in Lublin and Zamkowy Square, the castle square. Yes, okay, but now I'm keeping in the proper hand the handy iPhone, because the right hand is much better. I'm the right hand person, and then we're getting to the house of not magician, but the seer from Lublin. I tell you more about him if we see the commemorating place, but we're looking his house. Someone's reading email, blah blah blah. There's such always any eavesdrop information about the troubles of people's ups and downs. And then have a look, Lodi ice cream. But then there's the last house. I check it for you. Magic we say creepy tour with Tom Guide Krakow. Okay, but tomorrow Weinzut, maybe we're doing the live stream in Weinzut. I got also the 2 nights there, that's why maybe I found the time for you to make the live stream. It's the weekend, that's why there should be not bad the live stream from Weinzut. And of course, Little Frog, and that is the bazaar. That part is called Ruskie. There is the Ruska street, and in the very background is the Greek Orthodox Church, like a cathedral of that was the Russian minority staying close the Jews. Interesting fact. They were all like together on that part. Okay, and one moment are your bank, but then, just we getting over, because the look at this. Here is the commemorating plaque of the seer from Lublin, but it's the big darkness and almost invisible the part. But then you saw in the Hebrew letters that his work was essential for the. But then here's the wrong information. Seer from Lublin, widzący z Lublina, they shouldn't stay in that house. We're getting to the monument of lion. And that was his house. According to new research, his house was over there. Let's climb up. And there's the big bazaar. You could buy the vegetable, fruit, meat, kiełbasa, sausage, cheese, and things like etc. And that direction is also Old Jewish Cemetery and New Jewish Cemetery. That part. But interesting, Ruskie, Ruska Street is also funny street. Czwartek, like a Thursday, and that part is the north part of Lublin. That the road north is going Lubartów to the little town, also former Jewish town Lubartów. North, the former name of Lubartowska was the defender of Stalingrad, and that street was the Stalin Street. Stalin and then defender of Stalingrad. Of course, communist propaganda gave the new names. And have a look, the lion. And lion is the symbol of LWÓW. And that was the matter that the sentimental matter, but also very deep meaning. That was the regaining of LWÓW after First World War. That is the coat of arms with lion, and the LWÓW, lev is mean lion. That's why that lion commemorating the regaining LWÓW after First World War. Look at this, the lion is getting around us. And we are in the Plac Zamkowy in Lublin. Okay, let's climb the few steps up and I show you the that is the most important entrance to the castle. Yes, that is such. That is the. Okay, but changing mind because then we repeating the route. I want to show all traces. We walking that place that is much more visible with lights. Then we getting to Lubartowska Street, and I show you the place of the ghetto square. That was where was the Jewish ghetto during the war. And we walking Lubartowska Street up. One moment. I'll be patient. Okay, and let's go. Thank you, the new people joining. Thank you for sharing, tipping. You know that is very important to give information. There's only, I think, maximal 15 minutes live, and then we doing from other place another live, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I'm going to show Weinzut, or the later we go the Łódź, maybe that's maybe. And now we're getting. It's a little similar like in Warsaw, the Lublin in that place, a very crowded alley with three lines like in Warsaw, traffic jam. Okay, and in one moment I wish to show the house number 10, Lubartowska 10. That was the former synagogue on the place. That is the one thing. There were also Lutherans in Lublin. Is the one Lutheran church. That's why you see Ruthenians, Russians, Lutherans, Pentecost people, I think, and then Jewish. That's why Lublin, they're giving title as the multicultural city. And you see the color of buses, red, white and green, like Italian. There's the coat of arms with goat is in the such color. That's why the local buses, they've got the such color. And there's now tysiąclecia, Eli of tysiąclecia, 1,000 years of Poland. Oh, that road is going to Włodawa. One of my first YouTube films is made about the Bug River and Włodawa. Look at this, you could find that film about Bug River, B-U-G, Włodawa. And I told about the river that is now frontier to NATO and European Union. I didn't know even that so many refugees they wish to come to Poland from Belarus. That is there's the road to Włodawa, the Belarus, that part. Famous matters with refugees. Okay, but we're going Lubartowska Street, Lubartów. And there's the line of trolleybus. Maybe on the way we see the trolleybus, Taniciuszek on the way, the cheap clothes, Fabryka Szaszłyka, Szaszlik Factory. And on the other side we should see number 10, that was the former synagogue. You see completely ruined houses on the right. Not so very enchanting view. That is like a Praga in Warsaw. Some Praga. Well, the Praga is now getting very modern. Lublin. And the road is getting... the first trolleybus appeared in 1950, in the middle of 20th century. In Poland there are only 3 cities with trolleybus. Tychy, Gdynia and Lublin. Only 3 cities. On the TikTok was the hot discussion. It's only Lublin with trolleybus or the other cities, and only 3 cities are with trolleybus. The building the tram was too expensive. That's why they make the trolleybus lines in Lublin. There are 77 lines. In one moment we should see any line. Trolleybus should come to us. Frequency is high. Oh, look at this. And the house that looked like a synagogue, you see? That's such form. You see the light. Oh, it's even menorah. Or things like that. What is this inside? Yes, that is the Star of David, and you see in that window shining. You see, that is the house that was the former synagogue, Lubartowska number 10. That is the Lubartowska 10, and we waiting for trolleybus. The coming Lubartowska 10. That is the synagogue. I see it's maybe in use because the Star of David and the menorah is shining. Menorah. Okay, then let's go. Lubartowska. Again, Żabka. I'm just following Żabkas. But we see interesting square. That was the former gynecological hospital. And even this is one synagogue, mikveh. On the place. That is such interesting. Lubartowska 27. That is such part. It's very nice that the people always friendly, smiling, and making live stream. I want only show the real life. Yesterday I saw 2 guys with koza, with goats. they making film set for the shooting film set for Lalka, and exactly here 2 guys walking with goats down. Look at this. That is the street Kowalska, Smith Street. And here, there's the commemorating Jewish life here. We are on the edge of ghetto, and look at this, is again menorah. Menorah commemorating Jewish presence in Lublin. 7 arms, and Shoah 1942-43, Lublin, memento. 2022, Polonia sponsored that menorah. You see, that's a so small part. And Evelka, thank you. And pharmacy green. Okay, but we see interesting exhibit showing the old Lublin before war, black and white photos that I'm streaming now very quickly such part. Okay, the last jump over there. You see completely empty space. It looked like a still archaeological research, digging something. Okay, let me going slowly because you said I'm going with camera too fast and your eyeballs jumping out if I'm making so. Essence, style. And trolleybus coming. But please focusing around the trolleybus because there are also articulated trolleybus. I would say they are very sexy. In one moment we see the trolleybus coming. And let me check because you know for the shooting pictures it's like a hunting. You waiting and the last coming the object. Okay, have a look. Oh, Chojny, going to Chojny. Trolleybus, yes. Trolleybus, yes. We got in line 156. Bye Lubartowska Street, the former Stalingrad Defender Street. And the Ghetto Square. And how was the Jewish life here? The road built in early 19th century leading toward the town of Lubartów. Streets developed very slowly. There was the Hevra Kosim in that place. Herba Nosim, there we saw that synagogue, and there was even Hess scale factory. There was making the next bus, but no trolleybus. Okay, and apteka, you see pharmacy, and Stefan Kiełsznia make the photos. But they have a look interesting. That is the such photos, the showing sandals sewing. Sandals. Alberman family. They looking at us, we looking at them, but the people passed away. Wapno cement, the lime cement, the different fashion shop, the little selling, and of course soda water selling, Lubartowska Street. You could find information. Is the best way to scan the QR code and you got the information for government because it's the sponsored by the city of Lublin. Scan the code and you got the Lubartowska Street information. That's the best thing. Shoe, barber, Papa Dachowa, the roof protecting matters. Żelazo, iron. Again, the cone make the barber. That is interesting. Riemann Schneider does Rimarskie does like make the different leather work and saddles. And here sklepy łokciowe, that is like a elbow measurement. Łokieć is elbow measured things and iron. Interesting is the church behind jumping out. Yes, that is such also the part. Bazar. Be careful bikers. Piwiarnia i herbaciarnia. Beer factory. There's the brewer, beer selling. And the Jewish life just 90 years ago. We're walking a little up, the showing Jewish presence on the part. Ubiory. But from that street is nothing. Look at this. If I'm getting camera inside, you see the empty space. Last chance to alive. Mechanic, cholewki. That is the not trolleybus, okay? That is such ubiory. That's the little repeating matters, but the church behind making the nice flare. The shoe factory again. Okay, that is such slowly we getting. Czapki, that is the such making the hats, hatter. There's a lot of things. Rosenfarbke, the such łokciowe towary. This is the elbow matters. Elbow matter. Czapki again. There's the furniture, print shop, all industry. There were a lot of skilled workers. But the seer of Lublin is like a leading person. And in the castle is exhibit of that is such I forget Alzheimer. Just one moment, I repeat that thing. Look at this. There's the Łępicka. The with Jewish background, the Tamara Łępicka exhibit in the castle. Read about her like a Polish cubism, Polish or international cubism. I've heard her collection of her paints bought by Madonna, Taylor Swift, Robbie Williams. They got they have the some. One painting is cost even $82 million. After Leonardo da Vinci, Cézanne, they even $82 million they cost her paintings. Look at this, how magic, romantic, wet Lublin, wetty, but then we are going to the hard moment to say goodbye for today. Maybe the next live stream coming, because frequency was so encouraging me to make much more live streams. That's why big thanks for joining all of you. They shouldn't be longer than I think 50 minutes. We should keep even 45 minutes, the best thing. That's why please share the information, watch the live stream again to increasing viewership. And in the place of the Union of Poland and Lithuania, as you see, I won't say for you, all of you, bye-bye, and see you in the other magic places. Thank you for watching to the end, and greetings from Lublin. See you again, bye-bye, auf Wiedersehen, and do widzenia.